Hey Supernatural fans, today is a learning video. This is something that we have dealt with a lot here in the shop, and the thing that I'm going to teach you guys about are door handles. I know everybody's like, oh, what? Door handles? What's so hard about door handles, Rick? Well, here's the thing. I'm going to show you on this Impala right here, and this Impala here is the ever so famous Hillywood Impala. Yes, it's sitting at my shop. Me and some partners anteed up and we bought Hillywood. So we named this car Hilly because it's the Hillywood car. And we're doing some things to it, making it right. And it's going to be doing something special here soon in the next week or so. And I will always tell you guys more about it as the time happens. But today we're going to talk about door handles. And door handles, as you can see as we come down here, how this door handle sits nice and flush with the door. Now we're going to come to the back, and this door handle does not. So I'm going to try to get down here, and if you look at it, see how it's pointing up at the air, where the front one is straight out, this one pointing up at the air. Okay, so Eric Bates, the builder of Hilly, he put new door handles on this. And if you get on eBay or you get into a catalog and say, I want these door handles, a kit, front and rears, they're going to send you door handles that do this, okay? So this door handle is wrong. And what I've got over here, sitting on the Cajun Queen, is the door handles that you would get sent. So the front door handle, see how this lip right here by my thumb is very thin? That's how it should be, and that's on the bottom of the door handle. And that thinness should be on all four door handles. But when you get the rears on the aftermarket, see how thick that is? So I'm going to come over here and we're going to do a little bit of a side-by-side. Thin, thick, thin, thick. And that thickness is what's making this door handle right here stick up at that angle. Now I'm doing this video on my phone because I left my memory card in my computer. So I'm doing this on my phone. But to correct this problem, and I'm going to correct this problem on this car, is I'm going to get another set of front door handles, and then I'm going to take all the guts out of the rear door handle and put them in the front, and then it'll fit on this door, and then it will be setting straight across, just like the front. I don't know why they make this. It's aftermarket, and aftermarket stuff is 9 times out of 10 never right. So I just wanted to pass that along to you guys because I know a lot of you guys are out there building your own cars and stuff. And this is a problem, like I said, we've been dealing with this for a long time. And it's just one of those things today that we noticed Hilly had the wrong door handles on it. Are correct by if you order them out of the catalog, but they're not the correct ones. And we're going to fix that problem. So I just figured it'd be a good time to educate you guys on it, so that way you are not getting the wrong door handles on your car, and it's not looking goofy where it is pointing up at the air instead of straight out. So there is the video on the door handles. If you guys have questions, obviously you can always get a hold of me and I will try to answer all the questions. I know a lot of you guys are probably going to ask questions about Hilly here. We're going to do like I said, a little special event here coming up with Hilly. And then when she comes back, she's going to be converted over to disc brakes. I'm going to put the bigger radiator in it. There's going to be basically upgrades on the car that Eric just didn't do. And this is a driver. Trust me, we've put some miles on her. And the car is going to go up for sale. Yes, it's going to be a lot more money than what we paid for it. I know there's going to be a lot of people, but you only paid this much money. This car has quite a bit of pedigree. Obviously, the Hillywood first video, and then it was the car that was used by Warner Brothers for the Scooby-Doo premiere with Jensen and Jared out in LA. I think Misha was also there. And so it's got to do that. And then it's doing a couple other things. And so this car, and then of course we're going in and it's going to have extra stuff that comes with it. And this will all make sense later on, okay? And I'm not showing any of that right now because I'm not. And then it will come with the loaded weapons box. Eric had some of the stuff. We are putting a lot more into the weapons box. I don't know if a lot of fans actually knew this about Hilly, but Hilly actually has, I think, the entire cast signed on her dash. So, like I said, we're going in, doing little things that should have been done, just to make it so if you're driving, like I said, disc brakes is a big thing. I want a bigger radiator so she doesn't overheat. Just things, to make it more highway usable, round town usable, and stuff like that. But like I said, I'm going to be doing another video here coming up in the next week or two about this car. And then there'll be another thing coming out here later on, which will explain more about the car. So yeah, we spent Eric's original asking price, and then of course we've had transportation. Lots of stuff. Money's being spent on this car. So and then of course we're gonna ask a lot of money for this car, just because I've always said that there's certain cars out there that really recommend or should bring the price. Obviously Stephanie's, which is the screen used car from the Bloodlines episode. This was number 2 in my book. Remember, this is my book, guys. This is not like gospel or anything, but this is how I rate them. Hilly was number 2, and Dave's car Ella was number 3. There are really good cars out there, and some of them are getting pretty good pedigrees. I know Charlie, that is owned by Jamie Andrews. That is an awesome car, big block Hero 1. Renegade is another one. I mean, Lucy, and I mean, God, the cars that come out of here, Isabel, and these cars that are being built in here. Darkness, which is right there. The Cajun Queen, Sammy, and I call this one Queenie because this is Steven's car. We've got Brad here. I mean, these are awesome cars. But to get a pedigree, you got to kind of do something with either Warner Brothers, some affiliation, and I throw Jamie Andrews' car Charlie in there. She's done a lot. That car's it's getting a really good pedigree. Renegade, I know my dear beloved friends Adam and Lisa down in Houston. That car's it's done some really cool things at some shows, and I think one time Jared showed up in hidden costume. They didn't know who they were dealing with, and it was Jared. And came and he wanted his picture in the car and stuff. So those are really cool things. But I'm not, guys, and look at this. I mean, my car, when it's even done, I'm not even, you guys are going to have more pedigrees on your cars right now doing certain shows and stuff like that than mine ever will. Mine will never see a show. Mine is built for me, and I've said that a million times. So I don't want people to think because, Rick's sitting on his king's throne and telling people their cars are this or that. It's not about that, guys. It's based on facts of the cars, what they've got to do with shows and pedigrees and, like I said, Warner Brothers and stuff like that. And Stephanie has obviously the ultimate, having her car being a screen used car. You can't beat that one. Sorry. And, you know, Hilly here comes in a second. It's got its ties, and there'll be more and more on that here. But Dave's car, oh my God, that thing's done so much for Jeff, and it's been up on set, and I can tell you all kinds of stories about that car. So it had a really good, strong pedigree. And like I said, Charlie's is climbing the ranks really hard and high. And like I said, I love everybody's cars. I mean, even the cars that I build here, and my friends have built, Jameson, his car, Lilith, that thing's sweet. There's just, if I don't mention your car, don't take that as a slap in the face that I go, well, that car doesn't mount to nothing. No, guys, I've seen some of the cars that you guys are building, super sweet cars. And that's not to say somewhere down the line that you guys aren't going to be able to build a pedigree for that car. I hope you all do. I wish they all could be screen used. I really do. Unfortunately, I don't have that kind of pull, because if I did, it would get really crazy around here. But I do get asked for a lot of favors from Supernatural when things come up, and I try to help those guys out all I can, because God knows they've helped me out over the years. And so I kind of, you scratch my back, I'm going to scratch yours back. But so please, if I did not mention anybody's car, I never like mentioning cars because I don't ever want to upset somebody. That's not what this is about. And I wish you guys all the luck on getting your cars pedigreed, and that status quo, like, oh, this car was used or for blah, 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 blah. That's what it's about. And really, to me, it's about driving them. And the pedigree thing, that's cool. I don't care about it for my sake. It's not my thing. I'm a car guy. I build them to drive, burn off the tires and what have not. But that's my enjoyment. But I know you guys, and I have to go back and re-say this. I used to be, a huge fan of the show. I am still a huge fan of the show. But sometimes my views and stuff get maybe a little bit more jaded because of my relationship with the show, that I don't get excited about certain things. Like if you got a call tomorrow and said, hey, we would like to use your car for blah, 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 you guys would freak out. If they call me, which they do, I get phone calls and, like, hey, can you help us out with this? And I'm like, yeah, and I do what I can. It has become a job. And when you talk to the people at Supernatural, they don't get excited about the show, because it's their job. And I'm sure when somebody talks to you about your job, I don't care if you flip burgers or if you run the world's biggest corporation, it's a job. And people don't get too excited really talking about their jobs. I get excited about mine because I'm a car guy, and now I get you look at all these cars in here. This is what I get to do. And so I love talking cars. But when it comes to like Supernatural, when I get a call or something, I'm not freaking out or something. I'm like, okay, how do I got to make this happen to help my friends out, to pull them out of a bind or whatever. And so to me, the pedigree for my car, it's not going to happen. That's what I'm not building my car for, as I've said a gazillion times. So I am saying this is because, like I said, I do not want to hurt anybody's feelings. That is not the purpose of this video. But, and I know a lot of you guys are going to say, well, if you're not worried about pedigrees, then why did you buy Hilly? Me and my business partners decided it was a good business move. And that's what it was. It's a business move. Like I said, I've told people I'm a businessman. I'm a capitalist. I believe that's what really gets the world spinning and lets people do what they want to do. And because if you're not out making money, then you don't obviously get to have wonderful toys like this. And so it was a business move. That's all it was. And and it's going to be for sale. I think it's, in fact, if you wanted to buy the car today, I would have to say you have to wait like 2 weeks, and then we'll talk figures and stuff like that. But the car's gonna, when I get it back from this thing, like I said, I'm putting disc brakes, radiator. I'm going to go back. I think I'm going to redo Eric when he did the package tray. It is this is a mesh package tray in here. I don't know if you can see through the dust, but let me come in here. Guys, this is a really nice car too. Really nice. Eric did an awesome job. But this is a hard mesh, and this was actually an upgrade on the package tray. And it's got the holes for the speaker and stuff like that. That is not screen correct, and I'm not, making fun of Eric or what. Oh, you know what? I hung out with Eric here a little while ago. Yep, Eric screwed up. He screwed the pooch, and it's all Eric's fault, and only Rick is the best. And no, Eric went with this, and I'm going to take it out. I'm going to put in the wood, the correct package tray. I'll carpet it correctly. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not really making fun of Eric. I love that man. He is a great man, super nice guy. And for all you fans out there, if you ever get a chance to meet Eric Bates, I highly recommend it. Just a good soul. But because the fans are going to want what I call screen accurate, or if somebody comes, I get a message like, hey, I want to buy this car, and we work out the logistics and everything, but you're like, I want it like this because that's the way it was during these events, I'll leave it. But for the most part, I think people just wanted a little bit more screen accurate. But if you want this left, the new buyer, owner, sure. The other thing is the door lock knobs. These are correct for Hero 1, only they should be chrome. So I'm going to go back and put in the Cal Custom ones. Cal Custom I like because you can't steal the car. You can't drop a coat hanger through here and hook it and pull it up. Just can't. So anyway, that is my video, a little bit about the Hillywood car. There was a lot of, who bought the car? Who bought the car? And we were going to save it for a special occasion on it, but I think some people already know, and we weren't hiding the fact, so don't think that we were trying to be really super secret here. We were just trying to release it at an appropriate time, and like I said, here, guys, this year you're going to understand why there's a method to my madness when I talk about things, and then the reasons I can't. Okay, so. With that being said, I'm going to come out and say it. I was not in Vancouver. I lied. That's it. I lied to all of you. I am sorry. I had to. I was asked to for this special event. And so I was not in Vancouver. I was not racing against Dean. I was not all those things I said. Sorry, guys. I did not want. My stuff was kind of coded. If you followed it, I said I was going to teach Dean how to drive, not Jensen. There was just some things that I don't like lying. I'm not in the business of lying. In fact, I'm probably a really horrible liar. So I was not, I repeat, I was not in Vancouver. We were doing something special, and it's all going to come out. And so with that being said, Hilly's here. She has wrong door handles, but we're going to fix. We're going to put some disc brakes and all that wonderful stuff. And she's going to be coming up she's actually for sale. She's for sale. And if you have a big bank account, she can be yours. And you can ask me all the questions you want. And guys, it's a lot of money. So I know the one thing everybody's going to, how much? A lot of money, okay? If you don't have a lot of money, not making fun of you guys because I don't have a lot of money, I would just don't bother asking me about it, okay? But if you're a serious player in the game and you want a piece of, this car to me is part of Supernatural history. It's part of kind of the franchise because of the girls of what they've done. And like I said, there's more that goes to this car, but it was out doing the Scooby-Doo deal. So if you go back and watch, I know a lot of people posted videos of Jensen and Jared by the car at the big deal, the mall out in LA and stuff. And this car has so many stories, and I know it's going to go to a good home. Obviously, you're going to have to be like the ultimate fan to buy this car. And we've got a lot of money invested. We're getting ready to invest even more money in this car. And so that's why our price tag is going to be really expensive. And I know, I'm sorry guys, it's just, it's like if I had the Mona Lisa and I'm like, well, there's only one, I just can't let it go cheap, and to be real honest with you, we bought the car cheap. We paid Eric's asking price. We did not, negotiate a lower price or anything like that. But to me, that was a really cheap price for this car. And as you're going to notice, that you're going to probably one of the things that why is this top all like this? It's been sanded down. It's going to get reshot. There were some serious scratches on it, and that'll all come out later. But yeah, we bought the car at a very, very fair price, below fair market value. I'll just be real honest with you. And me and one of my business partners is Super Dave. I love that man. He's my brother. And we had actually talked about it. And then we're like, we just got our money elsewhere and stuff. And then another dear friend of mine, Jan Ashmore, came in. She called me one night. And she's like, I was thinking about buying it. I was like, oh, really? Because me and Dave we just got done talking about it. And she was like, oh, I don't want to step on you guys' toes if you guys are going to buy it. And I was like, no. And then she's like, well, you guys just want to team up together on it. And it's kind of what we did. And like I said, it was purely business. We love this car. But none of us like, I don't want to sell it. One partner's not like, we got to save it or keep it for myself or blah, blah, blah. It was we bought this to make money on. Okay? That's all. Like I said, purely business. But if you want a really, really super kick-ass car, I'm going to say the only way you're going to get any more of the pedigree is if you can get your car used on Supernatural. And it's number two. It's number two in my book. Like I said, my book is not the gospel. It is what I believe. You guys might think another car is more important than this one, or you guys might put this one above Stephanie's. I don't know. I'm just telling you how my theory goes on it, and that's it. So anyway, I just wanted to teach you about the door handles. Now you got to see Hilly and kind of getting some little insight what's going on. And yes, she is for sale, but can't take possession for just a little bit in case somebody just wants to lay down the mad money tonight or whenever, and I'm going to let you go. So I got more videos to do. I will be talking to you guys soon. Bye.